think gardening ends with the warm months? What if I told you that December is actually one of the best times to plant in Zone 8? You can still grow fresh vegetables even as temperatures drop. Stick with me and I'll show you how to take advantage of winter gardening and keep your garden thriving all season long. For many gardeners, December means it's time to pack up the gardening tools and wait for warmer days. But for those in Zone 8, the game is far from over. With mild winters and temperatures that rarely dip into extreme cold, Zone 8 offers a prime opportunity to grow vegetables during the colder months. In this video, I'll walk you through which vegetables you can plant in December, how to prepare your garden, and share some tips for making sure your winter crops thrive. The thought of gardening in December often feels like a challenge for many. The common misconception is that winter puts an end to gardening, especially when it comes to growing vegetables. Many gardeners assume cold weather will stunt growth or that it's too late to plant anything. However, winter gardening can be incredibly rewarding, provided you know which vegetables to plant and how to care for them in cold conditions. So, how do you ensure a productive winter garden that thrives despite the chill? Why Zone 8 is perfect for winter gardening. Zone 8 has mild winters with temperatures that rarely dip below 10°F to 20°F, which makes it perfect for growing cold hardy vegetables. While some regions experience harsh winters, Zone 8 allows gardeners to plant and grow vegetables that will endure the chill. Cold weather crops actually benefit from the winter temperatures, as many of them become sweeter and more tender after a light frost. The trick is knowing what to plant and how to provide protection when the temperature does dip below freezing. The best vegetables to grow in December. 1. Garlic, the perfect winter plant. Garlic is one of the best vegetables to plant in December because it thrives in cold conditions. In fact, garlic needs a cold period to properly develop, making it a perfect crop for Zone 8's mild winters. You can plant garlic in late fall or early winter and let it establish strong roots before the soil freezes.
To plant, break apart the garlic bulbs into individual cloves, keeping the papery skin intact. Each clove should be planted about 4 inches deep, with the pointed end facing up and spaced around 6 inches apart.
Cover them with mulch to protect them from extreme cold, and by spring, you'll have a healthy garlic crop ready to grow. 2. Spinach, a leafy green for cold weather. Spinach is another great vegetable to plant in December. It grows well in cooler weather and is known to improve in flavor after a light frost. To plant spinach, sow seeds directly in the ground, ensuring the soil is rich and well drained. Keep the soil moist, but be careful not to overwater it. Spinach will germinate slowly in colder temperatures, but once it starts growing, you can harvest tender, nutrient-packed leaves throughout the winter. This cold, hardy green is perfect for salads, smoothies, or even soups. 3. Carrots, sweet and crisp roots in the cold. Carrots are a perfect winter vegetable. The colder temperatures actually make them sweeter because the starches in the roots convert into sugars. Carrots are slow to grow, but once they're established, they'll thrive in winter soil. To plant, loosen the soil to a depth of 6 inches or more, ensuring there are no large rocks or clumps. Sow the seeds about 1/4 inch deep and space them about 1 inch apart. Keep the soil consistently moist and be patient. The carrots may take longer to germinate in the cold, but by early spring, you'll have a fresh crop ready to harvest. 4. Kale, a cold, hardy green that loves frost. Kale is perhaps one of the hardiest vegetables you can grow in winter. It not only survives the cold, but actually becomes more flavorful with frost. Kale grows slowly in the winter, but it will thrive even in Zone 8's cooler months. To plant, sow seeds directly in the garden or start them indoors and transplant the seedlings once they are strong enough. Kale appreciates well-drained, fertile soil and does best when kept moist. As temperatures drop, the kale leaves will become sweeter, making them perfect for winter soups, salads, or sautéing.
5. Onions, a long-term crop for winter.
Onions can be grown in December, especially the short-day varieties that do well in Zone 8. Onions take time to grow, so planting them now gives them plenty of time to establish roots before the warmer months. Plant onion sets or seeds about 1 inch deep, spacing them about 4 inches apart. Ensure the soil is fertile, slightly acidic, and well drained. With proper care, You'll have a full crop of onions by early spring. 6. Broad beans, fava beans, cold-tolerant and nutrient-rich. Fava beans, or broad beans, are another excellent crop to plant in December. They are highly cold-tolerant and can be planted now to grow throughout the winter. Fava beans also help improve soil quality by fixing nitrogen, which benefits other crops later in the season.
Plant seeds about 2 inches deep, spaced 6 inches apart, and consider using row covers or frost cloth if temperatures are expected to dip below freezing.
By spring, your fava beans will be strong and ready for early harvesting. 7. Radishes, quick-growing, winter-friendly vegetables. Radishes are one of the quickest-growing vegetables and are ideal for winter planting. They can germinate quickly even in colder soil, and you can harvest them within 4 to 6 weeks. Radishes do best in well-drained, loose soil. Sow the seeds about 1/2 inch deep and space them 1 inch apart. Water regularly to keep the soil moist, but avoid overwatering, as this can cause the radishes to rot. With a little patience, you'll have fresh, crunchy radishes ready to harvest in no time. How to prepare your garden for winter planting. 1. Soil preparation for winter crops. Preparing your soil is key to successful winter gardening. Start by removing any old plant debris or weeds from the garden. These can harbor pests and diseases that might affect your new crops. Add compost or organic matter to enrich the soil and improve its structure. Make sure to work the soil deeply, especially for root vegetables like carrots and radishes, to prevent it from becoming compacted during the cold months. The soil should be loose and well-draining to ensure proper root growth. 2. Mulching, protecting your crops from the cold. Mulching is one of the most important steps in winter gardening. A thick layer of mulch helps insulate your plants and keeps the soil temperature more consistent, protecting the roots from freezing. It also helps conserve moisture and prevents the growth of weeds. Apply 3-4 inches of organic mulch, such as straw, leaves, or wood chips, to your garden beds. This will protect your crops from unexpected cold spells and create a cozy environment for them to grow. 3. Use row covers for extra protection. If you're worried about frost or unexpected cold snaps, row covers are a great solution. These covers trap heat from the soil and create a microclimate that's warmer for your plants. Row covers are especially useful for crops like kale and spinach that benefit from light frost protection. You can find frost cloths or row covers at most garden centers, and they're easy to set up over your plants. They allow sunlight and water to reach your crops while providing much-needed insulation. 4. Make the most of sunlight. In the winter, days are shorter, so it's crucial to position your garden where it can get the most sunlight. Choose a spot that faces south to maximize exposure to the sun. Raised beds and containers can be especially useful in Zone 8 because they allow you to optimize space and sunlight. If possible, try to plant on the sunniest side of your property to ensure your vegetables get as much natural light as possible. While others may think that gardening stops with the cold weather, Zone 8 gardeners know better. With a little knowledge and preparation, December can be the perfect time to plant. By choosing the right vegetables, preparing your soil properly, and protecting your crops from frost, you can enjoy a garden that thrives through winter, offering fresh, homegrown produce all season long.
December in Zone 8 offers unique opportunities for gardening.
Cold, hardy vegetables like garlic, spinach, carrots, kale, and radishes thrive in the cooler months and can give you a harvest long before spring arrives. By preparing your soil, using mulch for insulation, and protecting your plants with row covers, you can ensure your crops grow successfully despite the chill. Winter gardening isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving and enjoying fresh vegetables all year long. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe for more gardening tips, and check out our next video for even more winter gardening ideas.